Stop underestimating MMA fighters. Stop underestimating MMA fighters. There's been plenty of examples of MMA fighters going to boxing and having either beating boxers, having really close fight with boxers, or just, yeah. Like, for example, Anderson Silva, when he fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., beat him, schooled him. And Anderson Silva was 47, had like, was losing like 10 fights in a row in MMA, and was recently knocked out by Uriah Hall before that fight. And he came into boxing at 47, 46 years old, however old he was when he took that fight, and he beat a world champion in Julio Cesar Chavez. What do you think about him as a good boxer, like a good world champion, or a washed world champion, or a drug addict, or whatever? He's still a world champion. He's still a guy who's boxed his whole life and has had amateur fights and he's had pro fights and has been in the ring with guys like Canelo Alvarez and other world champions. That's a legit world champion. I don't care what you say. That's a legit world champion. Whoever you think he's past it now, he definitely is past it now. But like, that's not the point, because when he fought Anderson Silva, he still was like not that bad, and he was still winning. He was still winning quite a fair few. He was still winning quite a fair few fights. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was. His dad is obviously a legend. But yeah, and Anderson Silva came into boxing at 46 years old. He was like 10 years older than fucking Julio. He was 36 or 35 at the time, and he came into boxing. And he beat him. And he made him look quite silly in that fight. He actually kind of dominated him. No, he definitely did dominate him. The MMA fight, he never boxed. Really, he had like two boxing matches in like 2005 or whatever. But yeah, two boxing matches, two boxing matches, two boxing matches in 2005. That's it, pretty much. And he came into boxing with only two boxing matches, and he beat a world champion, a legit world champion. He went the distance with Canelo Alvarez. Yes, Canelo Alvarez, that guy, Canelo Alvarez. I sound like I'm fucking Mexican or something, or like Spanish. But he went the distance with Canelo Alvarez for 12. We went 12 rounds with Canelo Alvarez. Say when if you carried him. I don't think you he carried him, but yeah. But he's just tough in it. He's just tough in it. And Addis Silva came in and he beat him. And then there's another example of the infamous one, Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou, who never boxed before, never boxed before at all, came in and absolutely whooped him. He didn't whoop. It was a close fight, but like it should not have been a close fight. It was embarrassing for Tyson Fury. The fact that he went the distance for a guy, not even just went the distance, but the fact that he even struggled with a guy who never boxed in his life. Like he struggled that much for a guy who never boxed in his life and was 37 years old, coming off hip replacement or whatever. Like he was out. He was inactive for like 2 years. Never boxed really. No, never boxed at all. I don't think. Maybe he had like one boxing match in his. Like maybe he had like one amateur fight back in the day, but that's it. He's not. He doesn't really come public about him having like boxing experience. So I doubt he's had any boxing experience going into that fight. So he went into that fight with no boxing experience, pretty much. Like no boxing experience, no boxing experience, pretty much, and had a very very close fight with Tyson Fury. Like a very very close fight with Tyson Fury. That just shows how better MMA fighters are. Like that just shows how tough they are. Really, everyone underestimates them, but that just shows how tough they are. Francis Ngannou, Anderson Silva. There's Mark Hunt, that fight. Anthony Pettis versus Roy Jones Jr., that fight. Anthony Pettis was a journeyman MMA fight, and he came in and beat a legend like Roy Jones Jr. I don't want to hear about the age excuse. I don't want to hear about the age excuse, because that's an MMA fight. It's not a box, and he beat Roy Jones Jr., who's boxed his whole life at least, even if he's 40, 46 or whatever, 45, whatever. But yeah. So we have there's a Tyson Fury example, the Francis Ngannou example, the Tyson Fury oh my god, the Anderson Silva example, the Francis Ngannou example, that Roy Jones Jr. example where Roy Jones Jr. fought Anthony Pettis and lost to him, even 45 or not, 45, 40, 54, was he 40, 54? Yeah, I think he's 54. 54 or not, he's still a boxer. He's still a legend. He's still a boxer. He boxed his whole life. And he lost to Anthony Pettis. He wasn't even a boxer. He never boxed, I don't think, going into that fight. Maybe like one boxing match. But like Anthony Pettis was a journeyman MMA fighter. Like he was a journeyman MMA fighter. And he's like, he would get washed by like Jake Paul. And it's like he was able to like beat up Roy Jones Jr. Like beat up a legend like Roy Jones Jr. That just shows how much better MMA fighters are. That just shows how much better MMA fighters are than what they're getting. Oh my fucking god! That just shows how better MMA fighters are than what they're giving credit for. I butchered that, but I don't care. I'm not gonna repeat myself because I'm actually tired of it. I'm actually sick and tired of this fucking repeating myself every time. It's actually like really annoying me. Really annoying me. But MMA fighters are better than I spat. I actually just fucking spat. But MMA fighters are better than what people give them credit for. 100%. 100%. They're better than what people give them credit for. That's a fact. There's been many examples. Francis Ngannou, Anderson Silva, Anthony Pettis. I think there was another fight. Which one was it? I can't remember. Darren Till, he beat Anthony Taylor, who yes was an MMA fight himself, but like he had like he had like 8 boxing matches at that point. I consider him like a journeyman boxer at this point. Not really an MMA fight anymore. I consider Anthony Taylor a genuine like boxer. Like, not a genuine, I would say like a journeyman boxer at this point. Anthony Taylor, a journeyman boxer, because he's had like 8 boxing matches in the last like 7 years. He did MMA when he was much younger, much younger in Bellator. But he's had 8 boxing matches now, so I consider him a boxer, like a journeyman boxer with a decent record, But yeah, whereas Darren Till King had one exhibition with that fucking jerk of an MMA fight we fought back in July, and it was a weird fight because the guy just like tried to like take him down. He took him down. Embarrassing that he took him down. It was a weird fight, and he had a 1 boxing match, and that's it. Darren Till, being the MMA fight, came in and absolutely whooped Anthony Taylor, like dominated, like killed him, like absolutely killed him. Did better than Tommy Fury did. Did better than even Idris Virgo did. Yeah, that guy, Idris Virgo, Tommy Fury. Did better than a lot of the guys who beat Anthony Taylor did. Who else beat Anthony Taylor? I think they're the only one. I think there's the only 2 who beat him other than Darren Till. But yeah. No, wait. Yeah, those are the only 2 guys who beat him other than Darren Till. But yeah. Yeah, literally, Darren Till, a guy who never boxed really, and had 1 boxing match, was an MMA fighter, made more of an MMA fighter than was a boxer. Anthony Taylor had like 8 boxing matches at that point. Like I consider him a journeyman. Like he generally is a journeyman boxer. Anthony Taylor is. He's a journeyman boxer. I consider him a journeyman. No, I don't consider him like high level or anything. I'm not saying he's high level, but I consider him a boxer, like a journeyman boxer at this point because he's had 8 boxing matches. He's been boxing for a few years now. I consider him a boxer now, like a legit journeyman boxer. And Darren Till went in there and beat him. Like killed him, like dominated, like beat the shit out of him. Tommy Fury couldn't even do that to Anthony Taylor. Idris Virgo couldn't even do that to Anthony Taylor. I know he dropped him like more. I know he dropped him like more. I know he dropped him like multiple times, but like I didn't see him like knock him out. I didn't see him like do like that much damage to Anthony Taylor. I didn't see him do like that brutally. Whereas Darren Till absolutely destroyed him. Yes, Darren Till. Oh, and I can't forget Idris Virgo versus Henderson. There's a fight that happened a few months ago with Idris Virgo. He was fighting on this like tournament thing. Idris Virgo, that guy who's like he was once in training camp with KSI for the Tommy Fury fight. But that guy, Idris Virgo, that guy fought some MMA fighter who was like 42 and 44, something like that. Yeah, 42 and 44. Like a guy who was 42 and 44, 39 years old, so basically pushing 40. He fought that guy and he arguably lost to him. I think there's people saying he lost. I think people saying that Henderson got robbed. That Idris Virgo shouldn't have won that fight. Literally, I swear I saw on social media that he didn't deserve the win. I don't know. I haven't really watched the fight back because I couldn't really be asked. But that's embarrassing that you're going to not even a distance, but going life and death with an MMA fight who's never really boxed at all, and was basically a nobody in MMA. Like he never accomplished anything. It's not even like he was Tyron Woodley or Anderson Silva. He accomplished many things in MMA. This guy never accomplished anything. He was pretty much like a novice in MMA, like a journeyman novice in MMA. So he was a journeyman novice in MMA. He never accomplished anything like Anderson Silva did, like Nate Diaz did, like Tyron Woodley did, like any of the other MMA fighters like Jake Paul fought, Francis Ngannou. He never accomplished anything in MMA. This guy did. This Henderson guy. This Benson Henderson guy, whatever his name is. But he was able to come into boxing at 39 years old. Yes, he was 39 years old when he fought Idris Virgo, who's 31. Crazy how he doesn't get criticized that much for fighting a guy much older than him. But yeah, because apparently 30 is the new cutoff, guys. It was 40 was the new cutoff, but now 30 is the new cutoff. 40 was the original cutoff, but now 30 is the new cutoff. Because I've seen a guy, because when people fought fucking Ryan Borland and Andre August, they were 35 guys. They were old as shit. But when this Idris Virgo guy fights a guy who's 40, like basically 40 at this point, like 39 years old pushing 40, no criticism. But when Jake Paul fights a 35-year-old Ryan Borland or a 35-year-old Andre August, or even a 32-year-old Mike Perry, I saw people saying he was too old to fight Jake Paul when he was 32 years old. Literally 1 year younger 1 year older than KSI. 1 year older than Darren Till. Literally 1 year older than Darren Till, 1 year older than KSI, and he got criticized for fighting that guy, and along with Ryan Borland and Andre August, But yeah, it's ridiculous. But yeah, so that Ben Henderson guy, whatever his name is, being an MMA fighter, being 39 years old, went into boxing and arguably beat him in a boxing match. Idris Virgo's been boxing his whole life. Yes, he has been boxing his whole life. Idris Virgo, a guy who was 14 and 0, like 12 and 0, 13 and 0, had like 14 fights, had some amateur fights as well, I believe. Like, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous. I've been rambling for way, so I'm going to end the video right now. Bye. But yeah.